Qapla!
I'm going to take this opportunity, however, to suggest that we all hail Hiroshima. Oh, that's all I'm saying.
Forgive me, Doctor. I'm receiving a number of distress calls. I don't doubt it.
Y'all remember the 50 waitresses. Have a mighty fine night.
You come in peace, surrender or be destroyed. Here to make war, we surrender. Important things are needed to be.
When the appointed hour arrives, the Marauders will deactivate their cloaking devices and begin transporting Klingon shock troops directly to the landing zone.
Landing zone? Where? Tell me.
Why not? Your feeble weapons will be useless against us. We will kill all your males and take your females to mate with.
All right. Now the Federation's taking over, whether you like it or not. You people, you've been running this planet like a seaport planet. From now on, it's going to be under one roof. You're going to run it like a business. That means you're going to make a profit.
Look at these 3 words written larger than the rest, with a special pride never written before, or since. Tall words, proudly saying, "We the people."
Hi, I'm Nicole DeBoer. I played Lieutenant Esri Dax on DS9, and I welcome you to Birdo Prey 5 channel. Hail Karoga.
Hello world, it's Birdo Prey 5, Qapla, and welcome to BedLife for August 9th, 2021. 76 days, years, 76, not 76 days. 76 years ago today, the second atomic bomb was dropped on Nagasaki, Japan, marking the last time so far in human history an atomic weapon was used as a weapon for war, and not just as a test. Crazy. For those who don't know, the Nagasaki bomb was made of plutonium instead of uranium. It was supposed to be a larger bomb. It was a more powerful bomb than the one dropped on Hiroshima, but due to weather conditions and some issues with the flight, remember, it was very hard for them to make the flight because there were no runways nearby. They were one-way trips over Japan and then landing elsewhere. They dropped the bomb 1.5 miles almost off target, and instead of hitting the center of Nagasaki, it hit basically in a canyon, in a ravine, and most of the damage was within the ravine. So although it was a larger bomb on a city that was almost the same size as Hiroshima, it had about half the casualties and about a little more than a third the actual fatalities than Hiroshima did. Still tens of thousands of people, but whereas Hiroshima, 20,000 of the 60 or so thousand killed were Japanese soldiers, only 150 of the 39,000 or so people killed in Nagasaki were actual military. That said, it was a very important city to the Japanese war effort. There can be no denying that. The city was building weapons, it was building planes, it was building ships. It was one of, if not the largest, seaports active in Japan. Yes, it was a legitimate target. Unfortunately, you know, in war, shit happened. It wasn't the ideal, it wasn't where they wanted the bomb to hit, but it's where it hit. And when you're dealing with explosions that big, you don't have to be that precise to make your mark, so to say. And certainly, the fact that you could be a mile and a half off and still take out your primary target is one of the strong points, but also one of the scariest parts of using an atomic weapon to begin with. And I was always taught we only had 2 bombs. In high school, I remember this very clearly, my high school teacher saying that we only had the 2 bombs and we used both, that we were basically bluffing. As it turns out, while technically we only had the 2 bombs ready, we did have a third one in the works that would have been ready a week or so later. And thankfully, Japan did surrender, because had they not surrendered when they did, a third and fourth bomb would have come out. Basically, we were able to produce a bomb once every 1 to 2 weeks, and we would arguably have been doing so until they did surrender at that point. So thankfully, they recognized what was happening, and for everybody's sake, surrendered when they did, including their own sake, both for the fact that there'd be more and more dead Japanese, and had the war not actually ended and the Soviet Union instead occupied Japan, as it was closer to doing than the United States was, God help them then. And just to come around to fascism today, and I know you say the Soviet Union wasn't fascist. No, I'm not saying it was. The Soviet Union is communist. But today, everybody's worried. Everybody, half the people or so are worried about fascism. And just a reminder to those who worry about fascism grew because fascism was a response to communism. People saw how bad communism was, and then there's like, well, the only way to resist communism is with fascism, which is pretty much a equal and opposite overreaction in the other direction. And so how do you stop fascism? Well, if you take away communism, you stop fascism. Without a threat of communism, people wouldn't go fascist to begin with. So you ask, well, how do we stop fascism in modern day? Well, stop communism in modern day and you won't have a fascist problem. At least that was the conclusion I came to after thinking about the issue quite a while. And yeah. So Nagasaki, basically the end of World War II. Crazy times. times, thankfully, so far removed that I will only know about it from history books. The vast, vast majority of us will only know about it from history books. Some of us may have gotten firsthand accounts from our parents or their parents about what happened. Some of us from our grandparents, although I would suspect many of the people who were actually there during the war, especially the Pacific Theater, probably didn't come home and want to talk about it too much. I know my grandfather, who was in Europe, he would talk. He would talk about his time in Europe. But my great uncle, who fought in the Pacific, he refuses to talk about his time there. He's still alive, and I tried to talk to him once about it, and he wanted nothing. He didn't even want to bring it up. It was over for him, and he was going to leave it behind. And I understand. I can't imagine, and I suspect a lot of people feel the same. Now, there's plenty of books and movies and whatnot on the subject, but we don't realize how lucky we are. We don't have to make those sacrifices. We don't have to make those choices. And we think we do. And some people think they're fighting just as hard, or doing things just as important. And, you might be doing something very important. Don't get me wrong. There is still important work to be done. If you're out there helping people every day, you're still doing important work. But if you're out there with a megaphone, bitching at people, screaming at people trying to eat in restaurants, screaming at people in the streets, blocking traffic. If you're just, you go on Twitter and you retweet people and you think you've made a difference somehow in the world, no, you have no idea what it is to make a difference in the world. And frankly, and the fact that you don't have to go put your life on the line in some godforsaken jungle, you should be thanking the men, and it was the men who fought for you in World War II and subsequent wars. And yes, there were women who were nurses and other accessories, but it was the men who did the fighting. And yeah, might hurt, but thank you. You don't have to say it out loud. Thank you under your breath to them. They'll hear it in the great beyond. With that, Kronos was first in the chat. Welcome, Kronos. And Kronos says he bet Bird will be late. And nope, I wasn't. Not Ryan Johnson says hello in Qapla. Hail Karoga. Hail Karoga, not Ryan Johnson. Richie Poole says second, but only to Kronos. Well, you were actually third. And we've got a spammer. Hello? Hello? No. You lose. Not a human voice. Oh well. And Richie Poole says, oops, guess I'm third. Yes, you are, Richie. Chrono says he may not survive this. He feels the blast. No, it's still good to joke about that. Not good to joke about that, says Kronos. John Araki says, Qapla, John Araki. And Kronos says, nothing wrong with saying he to someone twice. Hey to someone twice. Wow, his keyboard's really giving him trouble. John Araki says, sup to the playa, meaning Kronos. Richie Poole says, and again, and again, and again. John Araki says, hashtag free Gina. Richie Poole says, players like to play. Kronos wants to make, can't he make a naughty joke? You can. John Araki says, hashtag Maria Estatarde. Estatarde? Who the hell is Maria Estatarde? I don't know. Kronos says, never mind. Says, who is late? Maria. Richie Poole says, Kronos, how do you know of any other kind of joke? That's a good question. Actor says, Celia Maria esta demorada o Maria se le hizo tarde. Maria se le hizo tarde. Si. Kronos is just a pain. He's just a pain. Actor says, hey. Kronos says, hey, without the accent. Kronos says, hola. We've gone full bilingual, people. Actor says, without the accent is not the same, Kronos. Kronos says, how do you say good day in Spanish? What is it? Buenos noches? Or Buenos nocta? I don't know. John Araki says, Hector's preferred pronouns have accents on them. Richie Poole says, what would Hector be without his accent? And Hector says, yes, it has. Buenos, says Kronos, something. Hector says, buen dia. Buena dia? There it is. John Araki says, bon appetit. I don't think that's it. Hector says, buenos dias. There it is. And bon appetit. Kronos says, dang, I should have known that. Actor says, making birds work harder. I see. Yep. Kronos says, my Spanish teacher would hate me now. Actor says, as long as you make your fathers proud. Kronos says, did Bird finally nuke Kuroga? I did not. I did not. And Kronos says, his Faza hates him. Actor says, Kuroga has nukes. How? We found some. Kronos claimed by cheating. LDG says, Anti-Trekker just got slammed. Okay, I assume you mean Salty Trekker. Slammed by who? Like, I need details. Actor says, sounds right. LDD says, check out his latest video. That was his Salty Trekker rewrite. Anti-Trekker decides he's going to rewrite Sacrifice of Angels, one of the greatest episodes of all Trek of all time. And Anti-Trekker takes it upon himself to rewrite the episode to make it better. Yes, I watched the video and I was shaking my head. Mr. I Hate First Contact is going to rewrite Sacrifice of Angels. I don't get it. I don't get it. And he's like, the seventh season of DS9, he says is disappointing. He says that what happens to Gul Dukat is an embarrassment. What the fuck is wrong with you, Salty Trekker? I know, I guess we know what's wrong with you, but it doesn't, even the brain lesions shouldn't explain how you can say that the DS9 7th season was an embarrassment or was disappointing. This is some of the best Trek of all time. The best Trek of all time. And you're like, I can do it better. I'm sorry. You start rewriting shitty Trek and then work your way up to, average Trek. And then maybe if you want to say, oh, I'll take a shot at DS9 in, 4 or 5 years. after you've proven you can make bad Trek into good Trek, then maybe I'll believe you can make good Trek into great Trek. But it's already great Trek, so I don't know. And LDG puts in a Twitter link. Let's see. Anti-Tracker, would it have hurt to give the man his credit? Neon Visual, you did a great job with that intro. I have to ask, what? I don't. Video unavailable. Oh shit. Did Anti-Tracker's video get copyright claimed by Neon Visual? Oh. Oh shit. I saw that. I saw the opening, the HD DS9 opening, and I was like, huh. Because I realized that was not the official Paramount opening. That was an opening put up by somebody on YouTube. I didn't know if they could copyright it though, because they basically made a copy of an intro that was already copyrighted by Paramount. Now, I don't know that you can put your own copyright on something that's already a copy of copyrighted stuff. And I'm inclined to think they probably can't, but legally, but I guess they don't mind thinking that they can. Yeah. So, oof. That is a tough one. He could just replace it with the Paramount DS9 opening. That is wow. Okay. Well, I'm glad I saw the video then before it got taken down. That is unfortunate. That is unfortunate. Kronos would love to see LDG get spanked. No offense. Richie Poole says the Gul Dukat video. Kronos says, oh no, not in a way I remind you. John Araki says, dear Twitch, I gave Bird of Prey a plate of corn muffins back in 1947 to paint my chicken coop, and he never did. Please cancel. Thanks, the Pepper Trekker. Kronos says LDG does look bad. I agree. Oh, LD looks bad. I agree. And he's not spanking, by the way, only typing. Good to know, Kronos. And Kronos made some good tea without sugar. Richie Poole says, Kronos, let's get Captain Track to put your spanking quote on a t-shirt. Kronos says, lol, another shirt. Richie Poole, don't you have any merch yet? Easlyn Burkholder says, doing errands. I liked it, and we'll try to get back. Welcome, Easlyn. Thank you. Kronos says you could use that. Does anyone like songs? That's what you're doing, says Kronos, listening. Does anyone like songs? I would imagine some people here like songs, Kronos. Actor says, be careful, they stick to your brain. Kronos says, anyone know what happened to Nancy/V-Star? Isn't she? I don't know. I don't know. Kronos says 333. I miss her. I hope she is well. I haven't heard from her in a few weeks. It is terrible when people go off the books. Not off the books. What's it called? Off the radar. They drop off the radar. Though, speaking of books, I got a package today, which Mike Richards didn't warn me about. Came today. At first, I thought it was just one of my normal Amazon deliveries, but then I felt it, and then I opened the box, and it was it was a gift note. So maybe Mamo Pray can get that for me. I'll put the camera off for a second so you can bring it here. Thank you, Mamo Pray. Okay. So I got this, and it says, your gift a surprise. Keep your gift a surprise. This was on the top. Unwrap your present before opening the envelope. And I thought I just forgot what I'd ordered from Amazon, which happens frequently enough. But no, this was a legit present from Amazon. It's wrapped, and it says a gift for you. And I was like, oh shit. That's very nice. I have a feeling I know who sent it because somebody asked me for my address the other day. And I didn't expect it to come so quickly. There's literally nothing else, just as a gift for you, and it's got a barcode. I can feel it's clearly a book, so I realize that's why book reminded me of it. So let's go ahead and open this, because I do not know what we've got here. But I appreciate it, I guess. I'm sure, I mean, let's put it this way. It could be the Communist Manifesto, in which case I would say thanks, but no thanks. But I doubt it's that. Okay, it's heavy. It's soft cover. Oh man, this is a heavy book. It feels like a textbook. It feels like a textbook, and it is The Twilight Zone Companion, 3rd edition, expanded and revised by Mark Scott Zerkry. And what was that? It was a Super Blubberpuss. I think, did you ask me yesterday? Did I read The Twilight Zone Companion? And I'm glad I said no, because I haven't, nor do I own it. But I do now, I guess. So thank you so much. So a captivating look at possibly the best TV series of all time from Leonard Martin. Well, certainly one of the best. A book that practically reads like a short story collection from the Washington Post. In all ways, an admirable and engrossing volume, Publishers Weekly. Let's see. In all my years of television viewing, no series resonated as deeply as The Twilight Zone. Even today, fragments of the forgotten episodes rise into my memory with surprising poignancy. The Twilight Zone was masterful storytelling, and this companion book, this compendium of old tales, is a remarkable gift to those who love the series and to those who have yet to discover its magic, says Bruce Joel Rubin, screenwriter of Ghost, Jacob's Ladder, and The Time Traveler's Wife. And he says, thank you for the incredible book. My dad would have loved it. Anne Serling, Sutton. The Companion was one of the 10 books and only nonfiction book on Dave Hitchcock's New York Times list of science fiction for the ages. Thank you so much. And it's by Silman James Press. Oh my God. It's got stills from every episode, I assume. Oh yeah, all the episodes. Oh, it's got that new book smell. Oh my God. Oh yeah. You know what smell I'm talking about. That fresh ink on paper smell. It's a soft cover book, but it's still got it still folds out like it has its own built-in dust cover. The Twilight Zone has haunted the imaginations of countless millions of viewers from its 1959 debut through its 156 subsequent episodes and many years of steady rebroadcast. Indeed. Okay, I'm gonna love to tear into this, or at least we'll go read this episode by episode. Again, guys, for those who don't know, on Sundays we have begun rewatching The Twilight Zone. This past Sunday, we watched episodes well, we've been watching 3 episodes at a time. So we did 1 to 3, then 4 to 6, 7 to 9, and this last one was 10, 11, and 12. So this coming Sunday will be episodes 13, 14, and 15 of season 1. And I will make sure to check them out in the book. And let's see, is there a card or who or what in the book in here? A gift for you. If you're looking to host a Twilight Zone viewing, might as well have this book for a reference from, and I'll just put their initials RS, because I don't know if they want me to put their full name out there. It is not a name that they use on YouTube, but thank you, RS. And we've got a gift receipt. Thank you so much, RS. I appreciate it. I will definitely make use of this book. Not just as an armrest, mind you. That's just temporary. So I appreciate it. What do we got here? Kronos puts in a YouTube link. John Araki puts in some alpacas. What's this YouTube link? Kronos. Joan Jett and the Blackhearts. I hate myself for loving you. Official video. Okay, Kronos. Whatever. Uh-oh. Son of a bitch. No. Oh. No. Oh, I'm gonna lose a bunch of chats. Son of a bitch. Please, come on. Don't lose the chats. Please, there be the chats still be there. Oh. God damn it. Okay. The chats are maybe still there if I use this side. Yeah, okay. Actor says, Kronos, that fits too well with his Vice City radio stations he's listening to. Kronos says, what's wrong with chinchillas? Richie Poole's a son of a bitch. I have to get back to work. Take care, Richie. Kronos says, later to Pools. And Actor says, oh, this was still reading chat before I started. Oh my God. I'm going way too slow. Dee Dee Myers, Qapla Dee Dee Myers says, how are you and the family? Doing okay, Dee Dee? Thank you for asking. Okay, we're going to have to jump ahead a bit. Kronos says, oh no, Bird is trying to do stuff early. I know. Kronos says, I would dance with one of those chicks. I just wouldn't want to live with one of those bird of prey. That's fine, Kronos. 54.5 Access Radio says, never a good idea to anger the Americans. Exactly. 47 Youngtown says, hello, young sir. Qapla, he puts in his lobster because he's on lobster duty. I said, save a lobster for Mamo Prey. 47 Yorktown. Mike Richards is greetings from Columbus, Ohio. Greetings, Mike Richards. Super Blubberpuss is looking good, Bird. Oh, thank you. That's a Yoda shirt. It makes me look all wise and stuff. Jedi Bill says, hello, Birdo Prey 5, Qapla, Brother Warrior. Hail, Karoga. Hail to you, Jedi Bill. I'm glad to see Jedi Bill is back. The Random Menace, Qapla, Random Menace, and says, Dee, you would not believe, listen to rest of message. Oh, God. The rest of the message was removed by the Time Police. Fuck. So Time Police are a thing in the future. Kronos, it sounds like Dominion 8 against the Federation. To May. Kronos is Bird of Prey. Use the Force, Bird. I know. I wish I could. I've tried. We've all tried. I'm sure there is not a true nerd out there who has never legit tried to use the Force. Right? I can't have been the only one. Okay? When no one was looking, you were alone in the house, or whatever, you were alone for whatever reason, that you weren't going to be, judged by anyone, you would just say, hello? Hello? Okay, nobody there. And nobody was judging. You'd look at something and you would say, and you would try. You would honestly, God, try hard. Like you would, your nose would start bleeding. You would try so hard. And then nothing would happen. And you're like, fuck. It's all bullshit. But you would try, and it's fine. It's allowed. It's okay. We all did it. Some of us tried harder than others. Some of us tried every day for weeks or months or years, thinking that if it just worked once, it would change everything. And then, some of us might have thought it actually did work. And then it freaked us out more, and then we stopped trying. Kronos is Bird of Prey. You believe in God. I believe in something, Kronos. I believe in something. Captain Trek says, hey, Qapla, Captain. The Random Menace is alternate history with Bird. That wasn't alternate history. That was real history. I don't know what you mean, alternate history. Kronos says, I would love to hear about your uncle's stories. So would I, Kronos. So would I, but he was not interested. It's fine. I get it. There's no shortage of stories out there from World War II. I'm sure you could always, if you're able to walk, go to an old age home or somewhere and find a guy who was in the war and just talk to him. They're getting harder to find, but and the ones that are alive probably can't talk like they used to, but somewhere you can still find a few. Of course, I think there's probably more people who would just lie and make up stuff now than. No? All I remember is the custodian at our elementary school. No, but we thought he was in Vietnam. And it turns out he was never in Vietnam. He was just he had a custodian at my elementary school. He was a great guy, very friendly, very friendly. His name was Tommy. And he used to, he dressed in fatigues, and he lived in the basement of the school. Like, he was legit homeless. He lived in the basement of the school. I don't think they knew it when they hired him, but that's what he did. And he would he'd do like a group with like kids, neighborhood kids, and take them into we didn't have woods, but we had the Jamaica Bay National Preserve, and he would like take kids over there and like train them and shit. And we all thought he was like a veteran. It turned out he was not. He never was in the war. He was crazy cuckoo. We thought he was cuckoo because of the war. It turned out he was cuckoo before the war, so they never even took him. Now, to his credit, I don't think he ever personally said, I was in the war. He just, he dressed like he was, he acted like he was, and I think we all just assumed he was. So I don't think this was a stolen valor issue. And the Enola Gay just dropped $1.49 and says, Bombay doors are open, Karoga is in sight, bombs away. But more importantly, they got Kissing Dax. Sweet Enola Gay, son. That is a good target. Kissing Dax. Thank you, Enola Gay. So Tommy, unfortunately, fired as a custodian eventually, and he just hung out in the neighborhood for quite a while. Don't know. I imagine he's since probably passed. I don't know. He might not have. He wasn't terribly old. Captain Trax says, Kronos, that would require getting rid of bad teachers. Kronos says, I would love to hear about your uncle's stories. I read that. Dee Myers says, Bird of Prey, let's hear your uncle's story, please. I don't know it, Dee. That's the thing. All I know is that he fought in the Pacific Theater. I don't know if he was Army or Navy. I don't. And unfortunately, his wife passed away before him. Well, he's still alive. His wife passed away years ago. His sons are still alive, but I barely talk to them. I don't know how much they know about what he did. I don't know. I don't know what he did, what islands, if any, he was involved on, or with any ships or what. I guess even if you were an army, you were on a ship, you had to get to an island. The army didn't drop you off. You took a ship to get to an island. I don't know. I have no idea. That's the thing. Like, for all I know, he was on one of the planes that flew the bomb. I would never know. Kronos is helping peeps. What did you say? Dee Myers is super blubber post. No worries. Dee is fine. Kronos is Bird of Prey. My name is not Frank or Shirley. Stop calling me Shirley. 47 Yorktown says, Captain Track, we've only set the traps today and we'll fish them tomorrow. We'll update later. 47 Yorktown is setting lobster traps. Awesome. I don't know. Mama Prey wants her lobster. Where? She wants to know where are the traps. She's gonna go empty the traps tonight. Captain Track says, Kronos, message me in Discord. It's about a video put out earlier and taken down. John Araki says, Bird needs to answer the phone with a bold ahoy hoy. I'll do ahoy hoy. Next time I answer the phone, remind me. I'll do ahoy hoy. Ahoy hoy was what was it? Edison? No, Bell. Alexander Graham Bell invented the phone. He wanted it to be ahoy. He figured ahoy was what he wanted people to answer the phone and say ahoy, but hello caught on instead. It's weird, the types of things you don't think of. But if you ever wanted to honor Alexander Graham Bell, you would say ahoy. Now phones are basically dead. People use text messages and Skype and shit. The day of the phone is coming to an end. There are less days. There are more days of phone use behind us in human history than there are ahead of us. Okay? In 2021, yeah, the voice telephone call we've clearly gone past the halfway point. The voice telephone call will be extinct within the next 50 years, probably in the next 20. There'll still be fax machines for some reason, because doctor's office will still need a fax. But the voice telephone, that's going the way of the dodo. Dee Dee says, when Bird is early, he's late. When Bird is late, he's early. Ahoy hoy. Bye, Deej. Mental note, change my number. I'm kidding. Professor Brainy Specs says, Qapla, Professor Brainy Specs. Captain Track is 47 Yorktown, cool. Need to send Mamo Prey extra lobsters, absolutely. Although she doesn't want to cook the live lobsters, so maybe send a chef along with the lobster. Freeze it. You'll take frozen lobster. LDG says, click it now. I did. I clicked it. He got a strike. No shit. No, Cap. He got a strike? That's shitty. That's really shitty. They don't have to strike him. You don't have to issue a strike. You can when you put in that somebody used your content. Oh, I hope he fights it. If they literally said if they issued a strike, that was vindictive as shit. And I'm listen, obviously I'm not a lawyer, but I am pretty sure that they have no business copywriting the DS9 introduction. I don't think it's copyrightable. Right? It's like they don't own Star Trek. They can't copyright something they don't own. Okay? Like Star Trek Continues, okay? I don't think they can copyright Star Trek Continues because Star Trek is not their IP. Now, yeah, somebody can't use Star Trek Continues to make money because they didn't create Star Trek, but the people who make Star Trek Continues, I don't think they can copyright strike someone who re-uploads it either, not legally. I mean, the YouTube system allows them to do it, because the YouTube system doesn't understand who actually owns the copyright to Star Trek. But if Anti-Tracker or whoever got a copyright strike from somebody who's not CBS or not Paramount, they fight it, they're totally going to win. It's never going to get to court because they know they would lose in court. They don't want to have a leg to stand on. My opinion as not a lawyer. That's really shitty. Yes, it did. He used the intro. I understand that, and okay. The random menace is not a strike, only a claim. You see, this is why words matter, people. The claim I get. John Araki says, is Anti going to make a Governor Cuomo video for his next political video? What's a Governor Cuomo video? I don't think so. I highly doubt it, John. Chrono says, it's okay, Bird. I come so quickly all the time. Super Blubberpuss says, yes, I did. It's the episode guide. Thank you so much, Super Blubberpuss. I really appreciate it. Look forward to checking it out. Jedi Bill says hello, and Sassy barks. Who's here, Sassy? There's nobody coming to the door, is there? No, Sassy, there's nobody there. Chrono says my mother saw him walking to the car. He worked at Ithaca College. Speaking of Ithaca College, this Cinema Saturday, we'll be watching the comedy Road Trip, which takes place at the University of Ithaca. So check it out. It's funny. And no, it doesn't have Will Ferrell, Joseph. It's a comedy without any Will Ferrell anywhere in the movie. Okay? I promise you it is Will Ferrell free. Unlike Austin Powers, which I forgot Will Ferrell had a small part in, there is no Will Ferrell in Road Trip. And I tell you, I had a lot of editing to do. Okay? A lot. It is the unrated version of Road Trip. So this is by far the most frames I ever had to edit for YouTube is this movie. More than Animal House, more than any other movie we've ever done. Dee Dee Myers says, Bird of Prey, hi. How free? I'm not sure I get that. The book smell, yes. Ignore that chat. Will do. Aravic Sonder with a $1 super chat. Qapla, thank you, Aravic Sonder. Greatly appreciated. Nice give, by the way, says Kronos. Nice gift. Thank you, Kronos. And Kronos says, I like her in leather pants. If you say so. Let's see. John DeMarco says, the Random Menace, out of curiosity, I looked at the descriptions of some of his recent videos and they are melodramatically negative. It's almost funny. I don't know to whom we're speaking about. Kronos is Bird of Prey. My nose bleeds all the time. John Araki, hashtag cancel Hillram. Oh, John. Oh, John. Wait. Kronos is Bird of Prey. It's a matter of picking. No, it's not about picking your nose, Kronos. And John Araki, I can't even get into the hill realm issues. Kronos, I don't know what war feels like. None of us really do. And we should be thankful that we don't. The Random Menace is John DeMarco. I opened a new tab. And I know some people have been in combat. And don't get me wrong. I'm sure that's, and they come home with PTSD. They come home missing limbs, or they don't come home at all in some cases. And those are tragedies. And I'm not downplaying what they've done or what they've been through in the slightest. But as a whole, the American people, the general public, does not know what war is like. And even though we've been through the longest war in our history, as a nation, except from those who chose to serve and their families, we didn't have to sacrifice like our grandparents did during World War II, or my grandparents did. Even though my grandfather was in the war, and my grandmother was here, obviously, my other grandparents were here in the United States. Everybody in the whole country was sacrificing. They were sacrificing their food. They were sacrificing their metal. They were sacrificing their oil. Everything was being rationed. You had ration cards for how much meat you could buy. You had ration cards for how much gas, for how much heating fuel you could use. Could you imagine if you had a ration card they would limit what you could buy, because they would limit how much electricity you could use? Your brain would melt. You thought people went crazy because they were being locked down for a year? Imagine being limited on food for 4 years. No, it would blow our minds. So thank God, and thank the Americans who came before us, that we need not know that type of sacrifice. And the Random Menace with a €2 super chat says, so it is a strike. That hurts. Confirmed by ST. Holy shit. Well, ST, I don't know if you're listening. But my understanding of copyright is you fight that. I mean, if you want to talk later, we can talk. But it is my understanding they are not able to copyright something like that intro, because they're basically used, they're basically in violation of Paramount's copyright to begin with. But that's, I don't know. I'll talk if you want to talk. We can look it up. That is bullshit. That is some bullshit. Don't get me wrong. I understand where they came from. I was a little surprised there was no credit given. But to issue a strike for the first time a channel puts up your video, again, to call it yours is a stretch, because it's not yours. You didn't come up with that. You just copied. You used DS9. You HD upgraded DS9. So it's not even an original work. It's very hard. I could totally understand a copyright claim. I cannot understand a copyright strike. One is understandable. Whether it's valid or not, it's debatable. The copyright strike, undebatable. Undebatable. Well beyond, way beyond, especially as a fellow YouTuber, knowing what a strike does to a channel. I can't, it really, it's disappointing. It is extremely disappointing. In that channel. That's what I'll say. Random Menace says, John DeMarco, I opened a new tab. Despite I am not subscribed, it jumped out at me. So I clicked 30 seconds of bitching. So I just turned it off and I know nothing changed. What? Oh no. Everything went away. There you go. What did you do, Yosef? Asked Kronos. That's a good question. Kronos is Naku. Wesley Crusher is in the house as Bird and puts in all the emojis. Rock Lobster says Kronos. Professor Brainy Specs says Bird of Prey. What are we going to do with you? I don't know, Professor. I don't know. John Araki says, Dear Bop, Jello or pudding? Thanks. Craving in Karogoslavia. Oh, I go pudding. Personally, don't get me wrong. I like cherry Jello. Okay, I do, but a good chocolate pudding. Oh, I mean, I don't know about homemade. Homemade, sure, homemade. I'm just talking about like the packets of like the Swiss Miss chocolate. Mama Pray says those are horrible. I like them. No. I don't get me wrong. The Jello I would eat more often than the pudding because I don't like eating chocolate pudding all that much for sugary reasons. Whereas chocolate Jello doesn't seem to have doesn't seem to stay in my system. Cherry Jello. But if it's just which I like better, the pudding. Indeed says the mic didn't pick him up. Oh, really? That sucks. That sucks. Wow, we're still so far behind. Kronos says, please teach the children. Super Blubberpuss says, no Will Ferrell, yay. Professor Brainy Specs says, hashtag be like Yosef. No, Addie in stereo. Welcome, Addie. If you're still here. Says, so wait, is Will Ferrell in it? No, Addie. Will Ferrell is not in it. Wesley Bird of Prey, what's going on today? And what did I miss? I don't know. You missed a lot of comments, but we didn't get to Dear Bop yet, Wes. And you also missed me talking about Nagasaki. Kitty Bear, the Orc Terminator. Hail, all hail, Kitty Orc. Kitty Bear, the Orc Terminator. Hail. Tomorrow we'll be doing open lines plus Call of Duty. Because Thursday is the first episode of Lower Decks. So Thursday I will probably not be live streaming. Thursday I will have a Lower Decks review out at some point during the day. Rambling Canucks says hello, Bird of Prey and all. Qapla Rambling. And guys, I hope you checked out or before this, the history with R&R. If you haven't, go back and watch it. Rambling Canuck and Professor Brainy Specs interview Josef Petrick to hear about what Slovakia was like growing up commie. Yeah, on history with R&R. So it was, what I caught of it was good. I've got it paused at like 15 minutes in to go back and watch the rest of it. So I watched the ending, then I started at the beginning, and I got to finish it. Rip the Fallen, says Kronos. Absolutely. Absolutely. John Aragi says hashtag justice for Auntie and hashtag salty struck down. Deed says war, huh? Whoa, Lord, what's it good for? Absolutely nothing. Springtime says Bird of Prey, do not worry. We've modified a Jeep for you with full disco system and an anti-hippie snowplow, so you can fight back against Life with Matthew and Professor Brainy Specs and the others. Thank you, Springtime. That's exactly what I needed. John Aragi says Andy got a strike and he doesn't even like baseball. LDG says he did state in the video not for any reuse at all. Well, that is okay. Well, still, I don't think he deserves to give out a strike, but I would totally understand the claim. I would get the claim. LDG says it's a fan recreation from scratch. No, that doesn't make it original. That doesn't make it original. And yes, Kronos DS9 can be upgraded to HD. There is a fan AI upscale of DS9 in HD available out there on a certain section of the interwebs that you should only go to if you know what you're doing. And that said, I'm happy to announce that Wednesday's episode of Deep Space Nine, DS9 Wednesday, Children of Time, being it is one of my top 5 all-time favorite episodes of Deep Space Nine, will be in HD in the screening room. So yes. LDG says strike is going too far. Absolutely. Professor Brain says Bird of Prey, the way I understand it, the video ST used was not an upscale or a remaster. It was a complete remake from scratch. I understand, Professor, and I do understand it was a remake from scratch. But that said, the remake was a frame-for-frame remake of the original DS9 introduction. Just because somebody redraws it from scratch doesn't make it theirs. Okay? Let's say let's go with a popular movie. Let's go with Marvel with Endgame. Okay? We'll go with Endgame. If I was an animator, okay, if I was an artist and I drew every frame of Endgame in animation, and then I had my friends voice over the characters using the same lines of text that the actors used, and I put it out there, I do not own that. It's not, I can't make money off of it. Okay? I could put a copyright on it according to YouTube, but it's not mine because that work still belongs because it's copyright of Marvel. just because I redrew it doesn't mean I own it. And just because this guy did an HD rendition of the DS9 intro, he does not own a copyright to the DS9 intro. It's not, he can't put a copyright on something he does not own. Again, that is how I understand the law, and I've read a lot on it. Could I be wrong? Yes, I could be wrong. Do I think I am? No. And I understand why that guy would say it's not for reuse. That makes total sense, because to be completely frank, the very fact that it exists is already a problem. It's already murky in the IP realm, intellectual property realm. So to keep Paramount off of his own back, he would say, do not reuse it anywhere. And I get it. I get it. Wesley says Bird of Prey is 20 minutes behind. I was much further behind that. And Deej puts in a link. What's that link, Deej? A clip. I can't, for some reason, the clip. Oh, it's a clip of me from, was it from this very. God damn it. What's the clip? When does this have it in the clip? I don't think the clip is working. It's just showing me what's happening right now. Oh, it's me saying it's very hard. It's, I get it. I get it now. Kronos says, don't blame me, Bird of Prey. I'm not behind. I know. I know. I get it. I get it. Professor Bernie Specs says, wibbly, wibbly, timly, wibbly, watch the end, then watch the beginning, then watch the middle. That's basically what I'm doing. Deej says, LDG says, Deej, I have the video if you want to see it backstage. Wesley says, poor salty tracker. And Kronos puts in a link again. Springtime says, Bird of Prey, when will you be having Professor Brainy Specs trial? I don't think he needs a trial. I don't know that he did anything wrong. I know, somebody claims he did, but we don't. What's war? What's it good for? It's really a he said, she said kind of he said case. I don't know if there's enough to bring a warrant to trial. Captain Track puts in a link to his channel. Please check him out. Where are we? War, yells Kronos. Kronos is Bird of Prey. You like that episode? I love the episode. Children of Time. Kronos loved Endgame. LDG is laughing. New to my collection. Springtime says Bird of Prey. Need to believe that there is the leader of Kuroga and not Mamo Prey and Sassy. Don't you want to make him feel good? What has Bird ever done to you? Oh, Springtime says Professor Brainy Specs. Bird of Prey needs to believe that he is the leader of Kuroga and not Mamo Prey and Sassy. Don't you want to make him feel good? What has he ever done to you? Okay. And LDG is cracking up laughing. Kronos says, did someone clips Bird's wings? LDG says it's comical. Check out tomorrow morning's brew when we find out how hard it was for Bird. Wesley says, Bird of Prey, when does this happen in the clip? Now what? When? Then? Now? Executive producer Saul Leibowitz, Qapla, Saul. Says, Qapla, Bird of Prey, happy Monday from Houston. Happy Monday in Houston, Saul. Kronos is Bird of Prey. Good to see you laughing. Thank you, Kronos. Springtime says, Kronos, stop trying to get Bird of Prey to use. Nope. Not going to say it. Not going to say it. Professor Brainy Specs says, what, Bird of Prey? You read that all wrong. Wibbly wobbly timey wimey. Ouchie, says Kronos. The Nerdporeal life form says, sup, Bird, sup, Nerdporeal. We're just a few minutes away here from some Dear Bops. Nerdporeal says, TOS Season 1 is my favorite Star Trek season of all time. You know what? I can see that. I could see that for sure. Springtime, says Bird of Prey 5. Yeah, not going to say that, Kronos. Not going to say that. So, with that, let's go ahead and get to some Dear Bops, because I feel like I've been doing comments. I know I have been doing comments for an hour and 20 minutes. An hour and 20 minutes I've been doing comments. What's Dear Bop? I don't even remember what Dear Bop is anymore. Let's see. We got at least 15. Springtime says, remember your favorite Star Trek movie is Star Trek 5. I will tell you, it is not Star Trek 5. My favorite Star Trek movie is indeed Star Trek 4. But 5 is not my least favorite of the original 6. Okay? It's first and foremost is 4, then 6, then 2, then 5, then 3, and then 1. In that order. Okay? 4, 6, 2, 5, 3, 1. And they're all good. And they're all good movies. Maybe except for 1. Although 1 has beautiful, beautiful scenes. I can watch 2 through 6 over and over and over again and never be bored and never get tired of watching them. And many a times when I would stay home sick from school, I would get out my Star Trek VHS collection, which was the movies 1 through 5, and then the 6th one as a separate VHS, because I glued it on to the end of the pack of the 5, because the box set was only for 5. And the number 1 movie was probably still saran wrapped, because I don't think I ever put it in the VCR. At episodes, movies 2 through 6, I would start at whatever, 8 in the morning. I'd lay down, I'd watch it. At 10 in the morning, I'd change the tape, watch the next, and all through the day, get through to the end, and then go to sleep. And hopefully the next day I was feeling better. That was how I'd spend the sick days back in the days. Professor Brainy Specs says, John DeMarco, not saying it was perfect, but it was still very good. Maybe Matthew should run a pub tonight talking about that episode. Chrono says, I'm glad to be here. Professor Brainy Spector's Bird of Prey, wash your mouth out with soap. 3 was excellent. The motion pictures director's cut was awesome. Can't wait for the 4K release. I'm going to get it on 4K. Don't get me wrong, but it was, it was hard. It's not of the same quality as the rest. Kronos asks, what's a VHS and what's a VCR? You had to be there, Kronos. You had to be there. Okay, Dear Bop. I'm dating one of the Dom triplets. The Dom girls appeared in several Playboy layouts in the 90s. So my question is, would you think I can use the excuse that I had mistaken identity with one of the other sisters if I am caught in the sack with one of the other 2? I'm just trying to anticipate the inevitable Deej. The Dom girls, huh? Yeah, I think they look close enough that you could use that excuse. You could use that excuse, especially if they answer to like their sister's name. Then absolutely you could. The Random Menace says, Bird of Prey, not much changed with your sick days. I know. I'll be honest. Now I just don't have to get up. I can just use the remote to change the movies. Dear Bop, I got in big trouble from my mom for calling a woman's thingies boobs. What are acceptable names for a woman's breasts? Can I say cannons, melons, torpedoes, knockers, or chi-chis without getting in trouble? Just wondering what is acceptable for me to use. Thank you, Jedi Bill. I think you could use all those. Although, I'm not sure about chi-chis. That sounds a little racist. So anything but chi-chis. And honestly, if your mom is mad about using the word boobs, she just needs to get with the program. Tell her it's 2021. Okay, even women call them boobs. The Deej is saying that was not from him. Really, Deej? So somebody just happened to write out your name? You want me to believe that? I don't believe it. You're gonna tell me that's not from Jedi Bill, I bet either. Dear Bop, hi Joe, it's your good pal Andy here. Hey, things are getting a little crazy and I was wondering if I could hunker down with you and Mamo Pray for a few months. If you're open to such a request, I want to let you know that I can pitch in for dinner a night or 2 each week. Besides, I know some gals from the Sapphire Men's Club that can come over and entertain us, if you know what I mean. That dope of a brother, Chris, might hang out with us too, but he is busy these days shagging some broad named Fang Fang. So don't worry about him bugging us too much. What would you say to my Italian stallion brother? Are you cool with me moving in for a while? Thanks and see you tonight, Andy C. I think that's our esteemed governor might have to hide out somewhere. If you need a place to hide out, Andy, arrangements can be made. I might just need you to do something about taxes, like erase them for the rest forever. I need tax-free status on 2 properties in New York State, and you can hide out at one for as long as you want. That's the ticket. You just do that before you I'll need some pardons too before you leave office. That we'll talk about them later. But yeah, we can make a deal. We can make a deal. Dear Bop, I am confused about my gender. I want to have a gender reveal party when the color bombs blew up in my face. Now I identify as black and burned with no hair. What should I call myself? Help. I am confused about my gender. I wanted to have a gender reveal party when the color bombs blew up in my face. Now I identify as black and burned with no hair. What should I call myself? I don't know. What did you call yourself yesterday? Call yourself the same thing. Doesn't change your name. And Jedi Bill is claiming he didn't write the Dear Bop either. Guys, I don't believe any of you. You're telling me that the Dear Bop system is not accurate. That it's, if we can't trust the people who write Dear Bops, then who can we trust? Andy C? You can't trust him. The Random Menace is Bird of Prey. They should be called Anakin. That's a good one. Dear Bop, I think my cat is trying to kill me. One night I woke up and he was staring at me. Now he keeps crapping everywhere and I keep slipping on it and falling down the stairs. I bought a dog to chase the cat away, but it bit me. The cat brought over some of its friends, and now I think they're going to kill me in my sleep. ? Oh, it's not a question. They are going to kill you in your sleep. You can pretty much bet on it. I don't know what you want to do about it. If the dog isn't going to do anything, you might consider bringing in a larger animal, a wolf or a dingo, something with a little bit more jaw-biting power than your standard canine domesticus. That'll get rid of those cats. That'll help. And this one's a little long, so I'm going to do some commercials while I take my pill. I'll be right back.
Get a little closer. Now don't be shy. You can get a little closer with Arid Extra Dry.
Only Arid has a patent on this formula that fights wetness. No leading deodorant spray stops odor better. And now Arid has a new baby fresh scent. It smells,
Get a little closer with the baby fresh scent of Arid Extra Dry.
Arid fights wetness and odor, now in a new baby fresh scent.
Beautiful drink. Tap Cola for beautiful people. Tap Cola. You're beautiful to me. Real cola tastes just 1 calorie. Tap Cola. What a beautiful drink. Tap Cola for beautiful people. Tap Cola. It's beautiful to be so good and sugar-free. Tap.
Jordache has the fit that's right. The Jordache look. The Jordache look.
Break free and feel. Feel how splendid you are with the fragrance created by Gloria Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt, a rich, expressive fragrance that reveals to the world just how splendid you are. Vanderbilt, let it release the splendor of you. Vanderbilt.
We know you. Let it rain, you say to her. We'll have a wonderful day. And you pour the Almaden. Almaden Chenin Blanc. Fragrant, fresh, delicate. It's one of your favorites. We know the wine you like because we've been making wine longer than any other California winery. We know you. We make your wine.
Joe Butter and Steve McQueen.
Never rode shotgun in a hearse before.
In one of the greatest Western epics ever made, The Magnificent Seven, Thursday night at 8 on TV 50.
TV 50. Steve McQueen. Anyway, sorry about that. We're back now. Dear Bop. Hi, Joe. I'm writing to you today as of a great idea for a partnership. I mean, this idea is better than teaming up with Life with Matthew or doing the Pinky thing with Deej. So here is the pitch. And please keep this to yourself as I don't want the idea getting out there. You and I are staged in an old house. Maybe we are VCR repair guys or something original like that. And then you and I review movies and shows, kind of in a humorous way, not too serious. I even have a name for the channel when we get it rolling. How about Red Number Media? I know you have to be as excited about this as I am, as there will be big money involved. DM me back and let's get this going, Salty. Yeah, Salty, that sounds very original. We can do it. I like it. I like it a lot. I'll keep it on the down low. Dear Bop, hey Bop, David Dalchel Chain here. I'm a polka dot man in the new Suicide Squad movie, and I know you are quite a big fan of my character. I haven't seen it, never heard of you. In fact, your fan letter to me was the nicest one I have yet to receive from anyone. You were so sincere and loving with your support for my character that you liked him way more than any of my others in the movie. In return, I'm recording a cameo-like intro for your show, as I know it will take your channel to the next level. Who else has Polka Dot Man doing an intro? None of those other nerd losers is anything like this. Don't worry, I know that Captain Track and Gary at Rock Solid have asked for my autograph photos and more, particularly much more from Gary. But I have refused. At any rate, expect your intro video file to arrive later today. Dots. I have no idea who or what you are, Dots, but yeah, thank you. B is here. Welcome, B. Cluette. And the Multi-Gunman's here. This is Bird of Prey. Hi, Bird. How's it going? It's going good, Multi-Gunman. It's going good. Nice to see you. And Gary Katzer, a.k.a. Rock Solid, says, just wanted to give a shout out to Mr. Miles. We miss seeing you around, my friend, and we hope you're doing well. Yeah, where has Mr. Miles been? I haven't seen him in a while either. I know he stopped going to some channels, but I used to see him at other people's channels. Mr. Miles, if you're out there, I hope you are well, sir. Please say hello. Dear Bop, I would like to report that I have a secret identity of Soft Putty, but for me to release this information, I will require a reward or release fee of $5. I know this is a lot of money, but this information is very valuable to you and your streaming audience. Who cares? I'm going to tell you the identity anyway. It is an AI that has been sending those messages, written and developed by a consortium consisting of Salty Trekker, Gary at Nerdrotic, Doomcock, those jackasses at Trek Yards, and yours truly. Yes, we did it, and we are preparing a new AI to do the same evil work. So prepare yourself, as Soft Putty had nothing on this new evil author, Hard Putty, Will Wheaton. The Multi-Gun Man says, Bird of Prey, wait. Are you reading passages from my... No. I'm not doing that. Dear Bop, are there any tests that you can take to see if you are gay? I mean, I think about both boys and girls in a sexual way, but how do I come to the conclusion I play for the other team? Or that I might be light in the loafers, or that I'm being fruity? Well, if you think about the same gender and the sexual way, then you're at least bisexual. And if you think about both, then you're bi. If you think about the same gender as yourself, then you're gay. There's nothing wrong with being that way. It's just that's the type, that's what you are. Don't fight it. You will have a happier life if you live authentically to how you feel, I assume. As I could never live non-authentically to how I feel, I would, I assume neither could someone who was gay. So just do what, If you feel that you are, you are. That's what it is. Maybe there's a website where I can take a test or something. You don't need a test. You just told me. You're clearly bisexual. I do enjoy wearing a lacy bra or panty set when my wife is out of the house. Okay, you clearly more than that now. And I really enjoy music by Wham, Elton John, The Village People, Barry Manilow, and particularly Boy George. He is dreamy. But I think there's no bearing on your sexuality, right? No, it really doesn't matter. God damn it! That's not from Gary. It doesn't matter whose music you like to listen to. That doesn't affect it. And how does this come in between two emails that are actually from Gary? We get the soft putty fake email. Deej says you really need to learn to read the bottom first. And Random Menace's Bird of Prey, I think you are not telling the truth and you are in the closet. Just admit it. You are a Democrat. No, I am not. Gary says, so I've been promoted in this community to others. I wanted to promote a good, smaller channel and present a challenge to everyone. Jay Malone runs a channel called Square Pegs. And he's almost at 1,000 subs. Let's see. $920 subs. Now he's at 921. 5 games under $25. That should be in every PS4. Okay. And he's almost, I'll put the link in. Copy link address. He focuses on retro gaming and used to work for EA Games. And he's just a good guy. Please help him get to 1,000 subscribers. I assume he worked for EA before they turned to shit. There is the link to Rock Solid's Jay Malone. Also, I have a challenge for everyone here. Find one channel, just one, with less than 1,000 subscribers and donate to their lowest tier on Patreon for just a month. Next month, move to another channel, and next month, do the same. This helps give some support to those who are smaller. I have done this for over a year myself. It's very nice of you, Rock Solid. Well, Springtime says, how many of you will be, and Bird of Prey and the Andy C. wedding. We're not getting married. T-Berg says, you silly fools. Bird is an egalitarian. Poles of feather. What? No. Deeds a son of a bitch. I don't have a Patreon. Yeah, well, I mean, if it's a subscribe star or whatever, I'm sure it counts. Dear Bop, hey Bird, Jimmy Henson here. We may be developing a new Muppet character and wanted to run it by you first, as this character may be misconstrued as one of the people in your peer group. The character is mentally slow, chubby, bald, and very rude in nature. Think of him as an Oscar the Grouch meets Snuffleupagus, but not as smart as those two beloved characters. His voice is a little stilted as he has something of a lisp. He will be very recognizable as he wears an eye patch. We're going to call him Limp Cheese. Oh, I've got a laser ship. They're dropping the package off on the porch. I shut the camera. Do you think we're going to call him Limp Cheese? Do you think any of your followers may recognize this guy, or are we in the clear? Thanks for your input, Jimmy. Let's see, an eye patch. You think it's me? Fuck you. No, it's not. I'm okay. You know what? If you want to make a character after me, just go ahead and call him Joe. It's fine. I don't even care. I'm not going to sue you. In fact, just don't call him Berto Prey, because that's hard. I don't want to have to share the Berto Prey Google with somebody else. Call him Joe. Call him Joe the engineer, or Joe or Joey, Joey from Canarsie, Joey from Brooklyn, whatever you want to do. Call him any of those things. You don't have to call him Limp whatever. Just be done with it. It's fine. T-Berg likes my new avatar. Thank you, T-Berg. I've had it for a while. Obviously, it's a Yitza Lemons. The Multi-Gun Man says, Bird of Prey. But on the other hand, Deej does have an OnlyFans account. I saw some stuff that can't be unseen. Well then, yes. OnlyFans counts. OnlyFans counts. Dear Bop, I am traumatized. I just got back from Scandinavia to visit friends, I thought. Well, I went to my friend's hometown, Swedish Midsummer Festival, and everything seemed great at first, but things quickly went downhill and got increasingly violent and bizarre competition at the hands of a crazy cult. The group killed my boyfriend after they made him eat a pie with pubic hair in it, and then forced me into something like a Christmas tree suit, and then sent me home to tell the tale. Any ideas why they did this? Should I write a book? Can I turn this into something positive? Maybe I should create a video based on my experience. I think I am pretty good at making videos. At least that is what my dead boyfriend used to say. LDG. Yeah, you could probably make a video out of it. As for your dead boyfriend, I'm sorry to hear about that. I had no idea. But whatever you feel you need to move on with your life, you should do. Springtime says, Bird of Prey was really afraid that you were telling lies. You weren't in something. You were in Star Wars: The Last Jedi. Please say it isn't true. I wasn't in either of those things. Captain Trax was Bird of Prey. I had thought for a character named Joe. Excuse me. I had thought for a character named Joe Limpwrinkle. Winkle. If that's what you think, Joe Limpwinkle should be the character name, that's fine. Sorry about that. At least I saved you guys that cough. Dear Bop, thank you for the clip. Deej. And I already played the clip. Dear Bop, if someone admits an existing piece of work into a new, if someone edits an existing piece of work into a new piece of work, there is unique content value there. As such, it is covered by copyright as a new piece of creative. What Salty Tracker did and Lyft repurposed another person's edit of the DS9 intro was blatant copy paste, is very poor taste. This is strictly on him and preventable. If Salty Tracker wouldn't have lifted content someone else created, this was all preventable. When in doubt, ask for permission. When in doubt, ask for permission is good advice. That said, there is nothing you can do that will convince me that there is a legitimate copyright on that DS9 intro reopening, because that would say that that company or that creator owns the copyright to that DS9 HD intro. And if they own the copyright to that DS9 intro, then they could go out and sell that, and they could make DVDs of it. They could sell copies of it, and they could charge other people for use of it. Since they clearly cannot sell it, they cannot charge other people for the use of it, and they cannot license it to anyone else to use, there is no copyright on their HD version. Excuse me. There is no copyright on their HD version of the DS9 theme. They simply cannot own the copyright because they do not own the content. Okay? If they tried to act as if they did own the copyright and tried to charge people to use it, Paramount/CBS would come strike them down faster than Zeus would tell somebody to get off his chair or something. Okay? It would be quick and it would be like goodbye. It would be done. Okay? The only reason that they were able to give a strike to Anti-Tracker is because the way the YouTube algorithm works is the first person to upload a video, YouTube says, okay, you're the owner of this clip. I cut out a Hertz television, a commercial. I cut out a commercial from a video VHS tape from the 90s that had the Hertz commercial that had O.J. Simpson in it, right? You've seen it. You've seen it when I play the old commercials. I was the first person to upload that commercial to YouTube. YouTube informs me every time somebody uses that commercial in one of their videos, and I have the option to issue a copyright strike to any video that uses that commercial. Whether the source was my videotape or their videotape, it doesn't matter, because I was the first one to upload it to YouTube. YouTube thinks I own the copyright. I do not. So I will never strike anyone, obviously, for using it. Now, even if I had redone it frame for frame, I still would not own the copyright because it wasn't my original content. It doesn't work like that. But I'm not going to argue it anymore because there's no point. If I'm not going to change your mind, it doesn't matter to me. It doesn't. Your mind doesn't matter. If you want to have this debate, we can debate it somewhere else where you're able to answer back in real time. That's just the way it is. Dear Bop, do you know it's very hard to get very hard? Believe me, I know. Dear Bop, I have this problem. I lost my mind and I lost my way around the town. Can you help? Mike Hunt. Dear Ozzy Prey, somebody bought me a present for my birthday. He says it's called a dingerloo. A dingerly-doo? But I haven't got a clue what it is. Please, can you help? Thank you. Let me see if I can get Ozzy Prey over here. Hey, cousin. I got to call him. Ahoy, hoy. Oi, this is Ozzy Prey. Oi, oi, hoy, hoy, yay. Oi. What's that? Dear Bop. Yeah, send me the Dear Bop. I'll read it. I read it. It says, Dear Ozzy Prey, somebody bought me a present for my birthday. He says it's called a dingaroo. What the hell's a dingaroo? Oi. Shit, somebody's calling in again. Oi. Ahoy, hoy. What? Didgeridoo? I think I know how to pronounce it. I'm the one that's Australian, eh? Didgeridoo. Got you. Oi. No, I'm not listening to any music. Thank you. Oi, so somebody bought a present for my birthday. He called it a didgeridoo, but I have no clue what it is. Please, can you help? Oi. I'll tell you what I do. I go to it, I highlight this word, and I go to search Aussie Google. And there's a Wikipedia. It says dingley-doo. Among other variants, it's a wind instrument played with continuously vibrating lips to produce continuous drone while using special breathing technique called circular breathing. It was developed by the Aboriginal peoples of Northern Australia at least 1,500 years ago and is now used around the world. It's Australia number one export, the dingaroo. So just you breathe into it circularly and it makes a tone and it drives the dingoes wild. That's what you use it for. You keep the dingoes away. It keeps the dingoes from eating your babies. I've got to go back to sleep. Take care. Thank you. Thank you, cousin. Oh, there you go. Multi-Gun Man says, Bird of Prey, wait a minute. You're Australian. You're really good at fake American accent. No, that's my cousin, Ozzy Prey. Multi-Gun Man says, Bird of Prey is unforgiving, ungloving his pimp hand. You're goddamn right. I'm ungloving my pimp hand. We had a lot of comment. Springtime says, Bird of Prey, we're really afraid that you were telling lies. No, I read that. Zaxius Qapla again. Zaxius says, hello, bird of prey. Qapla, Zaxius. Chrono says, I'm not sorry about having a limp winkle. Bird of prey, it happens. No, it does happen. It does happen, especially when you're on a lot of medications. Let me tell you, it is not fun. It's like, fuck. Now what do I do? Red Cranium 696 says hello. Hello, Red Cranium. Qapla. Good to see you. Deed says, bird of prey, Salty just released a video and admits what he did wrong on it. Okay, well, check it out after. Lucifer Chavez says, hello, bird of prey. Qapla. Lucifer. Multi-Gunman says, confirmed, bird of prey drives the dingoes wild. Chrono says, I just lost a kidney. What do I do now? Well, you've still got a second kidney. Kronos, you'll probably be fine. Anyway, a Muppet, Gary Katzer, aka Rock Solid. So you really didn't see that Joey Henson asshole? No! I thought they were talking about Muppets. F whomever this stupid shot, and takedown request will be coming through YouTube to a certain channel provided content for. You want to play stupid games, get ready for stupid prizes. What? Dear Bop, my girlfriend is angry with me. Her dog passed away and I wanted to cheer her up, so I got an identical one. She is now yelling at me something like what she should do with two dead dogs. Oh. Oh, no. Why? You know what? I think I'm just going to read my Twilight Zone book and close down YouTube and not come back. Not come back till tomorrow. Springtime says bird of prey is a very hard man. Multi-Gunman says, wait a minute. Kronos has a kidney. How can he walk? These are terrible, terrible puns. Kronos is bird of prey. I think I'm getting fucked here. Not in a good way. I think my second kidney is getting removed. This could be a horror movie. Yeah, well, if you're in a bathtub full of ice, that's a pretty bad sign, Kronos. It's a pretty bad sign. Indeed says we broke Bird. I think you guys pretty much did. You guys pretty much did. This has been a rough day, I'm being honest. A rough day. Another Dear Bop, great. Dear Bop, unsettling facts of life. Our bones are wet. By brushing the teeth, we are cleaning our skeleton. Honestly, that on a day like today, that is very little about anything. I don't think teeth count as skeleton. Teeth aren't bone. Teeth are not bone. So your teeth are not your skeleton. I know they're often shown as skeleton, but they aren't made of bone. Dear Bop, I was going to remove the strike from Salty, but after seeing his apology video, I clearly see the man is a dick. He can go ahead and enjoy the strike. Neon Visual. I highly doubt that was from Neon Visual. And I would really appreciate it if people wouldn't pretend to be people they're not when it's not in fun. And that was certainly not a fun way of saying something. That was pretty a-hole-ish. I don't want to have to stop Dear Bops, but I don't know. There's going to be a day where we're just getting too many really shitty Dear Bops. Not that the quality is bad, but they're actually not being nice to people. And like, what the hell's the point? Yes, it's fun when it's fun or funny. I understand. But if people are just going to be a-holes to each other, I have to really question whether I want to continue reading them. Certainly, I don't want to have to pre-screen them because that would really take away from the fun of it. But whatever. Chronos is I always a person I pretend not to be. Ish. I'm always a person I pretend not to be ish. You know, a lot of people are Chronos. Like the first person I met who was a legit furry. And it's not me. But they are fursona. They're fursona. And I think this works with avatars and in computer games as well, but I've never really played those types of games like World of Warcraft. But like the person's fursona was literally the exact opposite of everything they were as a regular person. Like as a regular person, they were shy. So their fursona, they were outgoing. They were, they tried to be, I mean, you can't just say, oh, I'm popular, but you're outgoing. You try to talk to people. You kind of be the life of the party. And so they recognized that they were quiet and they didn't talk a lot and they didn't mingle. And so when they were in their fursuit, they did everything the exact opposite of how they did it in real life. And I get it. I get that. Like, okay, you're afraid to be like that in real life. So you put on a suit and you feel like it's not really you. Yeah. And so nobody really knows, that it's you. And so you can do things you would never do without your face being covered. And I think to an extent that's true for people on the internet, people behind keyboards, people behind avatars. There's part of us that wants to be the opposite of the person we are. And then there's also the part of us that just wants to be the person we are, so we don't have to work harder. We don't have to pretend to be something we're not. And as to who wins ultimately, I think it's a fight over whether you're more lazy or more bored with yourself. For me these days, I think it's just more bored with myself. I really don't think that who I am online is all that different than who I am in person. There was a time when maybe it was, but not anymore. Not anymore. No, Deej, I'm not talking about you. Deej isn't a real furry. Kronos is, I'm an a-hole like everyone else, Bird of Prey. Welcome to the party. Exactly. Yeah, no more Dear Bops. Well, not for today. We're done with the Dear Bops for today. And I think we're about done with the stream for today. Kevin Schoenfeld says, did you hear about the guy who got kicked out of furry convention for dressing as Van Pelt from Jumanji? I don't know who Van Pelt is from Jumanji, but no, I did not. The other problem with the one person I know who was actually a furry is that he did terrible, terrible things to animals. So, yeah, it's not good. And no, it's not Deej. It's nobody you guys would ever know. It's nothing you guys would ever know. Anyway, with that really weird and sour note, I'm going to call it an evening. Thank you for hanging out. I don't know what's going on with Salty Trekker. I'm going to watch this video. Obviously, I hope he can get the strike erased, but we'll see what he's doing. Qapla all, Bird, and, well, Bird and panel. It's just me. Bird out. Sassy, say goodbye. Say goodnight, Sassy. But wait, there's more. The video might be over, but there's more fun to be had. First, please make sure you're subscribed to the channel and have clicked that bell icon to get notifications of new videos in your YouTube feed. Eastern. Share this video on social media to help this channel fight the algorithm that favors big media. Also check out www.birdoprey5.com for links to my other channels, various social media accounts, merch store, Dear Bop, affiliate links, and all your Bird of Prey 5 needs. At the main Bird of Prey 5 YouTube channel, you can find all sorts of live streams and unlisted videos, YouTube membership options, and a community section with polls and updates on the channel. On the secondary channel, Bird of Prey 5X, you can find overflow content that doesn't always make the main channel. Subscribe to both channels, please. Thanks for watching. Remember, I stream almost every day. This is Bird of Prey 5 saying goodbye, world. Until next time. P.S. Hail Sassy, hail Charlie, and of course, hail Kuroga.